Rest for me looks like uninterrupted sovereignty of choice in what I want to do. So whether that is I want to take a nap, I want to take a walk, I want to read a book, I want to paint, whatever the restful activity is, it's being able to choose that without being interrupted or being hindered in any way. I think the most restful is being also, for me, is also being removed from my environment. I'm trying to find more ways to incorporate rest into my daily life without having to go on a vacation or be completely removed from my surroundings. But yeah, just being able to choose. It's a matter of choice.
Are you getting the rest you need?
I am not getting the rest I need. Ask anybody who knows me, and they will tell you that I'm not getting the rest I need. I am unfortunately a workaholic and a perfectionist, so I commit my whole self into whatever it is that I'm doing. So no, I'm not getting the rest that I need, but I do have that as one of my goals for this year, is to let myself rest more, and I think I've been doing a good deal of that. I've taken more naps in the last 2 weeks of the new year than I have in a while, so I think I'm trying, but it's definitely going to be a concerted effort, because I have a lot of shame when it comes to rest. First-gen immigrant problems, but there's a lot of shame there, so I'm trying to unlearn the shame and listen to my body.
And the last question is, what are some ways that you can think of that we can create space for more rest as a community for one another?
That's a good question. So something that I've learned I ended up on chronic illness TikTok, which is an appropriate place for me to be because I do have chronic illness, right? I have a couple of autoimmune issues that really, for better or worse, I have to allow myself little periods of rest, otherwise those things will shut me down. And so I've seen examples on chronic illness TikTok of community care and what that looks like. And a lot of it is individuals advocating for themselves and setting boundaries, saying no more often, or explaining to people, not explaining so much as just like, I can't be there, I don't need to give you a reason why, and every other person in the community being understanding, right? It's like, I don't need to have an excuse to understand that you don't need to be at this thing, or you don't need to show up for me in this way. So for better or worse, I've been getting more insight into what that looks like, because again, I don't come from a community that values rest as much as it should, right? I grew up having a siesta every day, right? But that was like in the summers or when I was, in Mexico with my family there. But in the States, there's no siesta, there's no none of that. And so I think in terms of community care, it looks like being okay with people setting boundaries around their time, and also encouraging people to take time for themselves more often, right? Alone time, whether that looks like taking an actual nap or just like doing whatever it is that restores you. I know some people somehow get energy boost by being around other people. I don't understand it, but those people exist. So letting those people do that, if that's what's going to restore them and help them feel rested. I can go on about like big structural changes that would need to be made in society in order to allow more people to rest when they need, right? So it's like between capitalism and our like work lives and the unequal distribution of labor between, women and men and all of that, like, and the kinship care that women have to do, like between all of that, like women, we don't get to rest ever, and the societal expectation is like you'll rest when you're dead, and I just don't find that acceptable. So I think overall there needs to be an overhaul of balance. I think, as far as I've been told, because I haven't been to Europe, but it seems like in Europe there's a better balance of those things, right? People are allowed to take a 1 to 2 hour lunch with the expectation that they'll work a little later that day, but it's okay. It's not everyone needs to be on the same schedule. And I think that's something as a community that we need to understand, that, some people do like the 9 to 5, or some people do like to work at night or in the middle of the day. There's different expectations of there should be different expectations of people's time. So I think overall that, and then I think just being able to lean on each other more in community. I don't think we do that enough. American exceptionalism and individualism really steals that from us, is being able to lean on a neighbor or a friend or a family member and say, like, I need help with this so that I can get it done faster so we can both rest. Or, you know, there's a lot that can be said for being able to take care of each other that way and being able to show up for each other, but allowing other people to show up for each other, which is, you know, we live in a faux meritocracy, and people really think that if you ask for help, you're unworthy of good things. So I think overall societal change needs to happen, to make it easier for people to ask for help and to say, like, I can't do this, and it not be a shameful thing.